Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the ThroForm. That's this backhand training aid to help reduce or eliminate rounding entirely. With that said, I'm going to demonstrate it while I'm telling you about it. So in my first impressions video, as well as the subsequent video where I played around a disc golf, playing 5 holes with this tool, one of the things I realized after filming those videos is it is actually pretty easy to take this part off if you want to do upshots or approaches or practice putting. So if you do want to actually use this on the field, you want to just simply remove this and you can play around normally. So with that said, now I'm going to go ahead and start throwing. I had to get that business out of the way first. So I'm going to start with standstills first. I've already done a little bit of warming up, but I wanted to talk about this tool, what it does, its strengths, and what it doesn't do, its weaknesses, or at least it's designed to do a certain thing and a certain thing only. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So primarily this is a training aid to prevent rounding. It prevents shoulder collapse here, but you have to make sure you don't drop your elbow. So what I've been trying to do is take a more active role with my backswing, and I've been having better results. I've learned how to use this more properly. A lot of people talk about something like this to help minimize rounding or eliminate rounding because maybe you want to increase your distance or accuracy. In my opinion, you want to focus on health first. And one key advantage to this tool is it prevents impingement if you use it properly. So if you take a more active role with your backhand and use this more of a guide, you can basically throw a lot straighter. But this is primarily to prevent rounding, and it's not there really to work on timing per se or other issues. And I think it also helps with your proprioception, your ability to feel. Yeah, there we go. But it really has helped me improve my swing in the sense that it's prevented me from making errors I would normally make, and also it's helped me tell what I'm doing in the swing, which is very important for control and accuracy. And I really believe this is a tool you focus on one thing. If you're going to work on rounding in one day, you could use this to help you dial in your intentions. Just do a few practice swings. Okay, I want to make sure that my hand and arm is in control the whole time. You don't feel there's any tension on the device. You just do that. And I also prefer starting a standstill. Start using this with a standstill and start slowly and without using a lot of effort initially, because you're just trying to learn how to use it. And one of the things I want to bring up is when I first saw this tool online, I thought there was a risk that this could be just like a kludge or a workaround, basically a crutch that you'd have to rely on. And I don't think after using it that is the case. I think that this is designed for you to work on one thing, for you to fix one thing and get to a point where you don't need a tool like this. But I do think that this does have value as a learning tool and some value as a teaching tool from what I've been using it for that one area that I have a problem with, which is rounding. And this tool, I've noticed, when I set myself up correctly, it does help me keep this elbow up, the shoulder down a little bit. That's a problem I still have to work on. And then when I bring it back, I notice that this hand doesn't come up as much. It used to be when I would throw, this would be back here ahead of my body, and then this would flap around my body, but it would also, when I applied pressure, I would get that disc up here and do that. Well, this, because of the way it's helping me orchestrate my body and prevent the rounding, the elbow doesn't come down, like collapse as much, and this doesn't do that as much. It's still there, but that's an aspect of this that is working for me. Another thing that this does is as I'm reaching back, it helps me move my shoulders around. So I'm rotating my shoulders better in order to make all this happen. So I'm able to coil just a little bit more effectively. Additionally, if rounding is not your problem, I don't think this will do much for you, as this seems to be very purpose driven towards that one purpose. One thing I notice is if you keep your arm too loose and it flops around, that what you end up getting is you'll still have this forearm flap behind the body. So even though this is not collapsed, what I've noticed is I will still bring this around, and that prevents me from throwing effectively. It tries to create an arc, but what you want to do is protract the shoulders, make room for the disc, get centered, do a couple practice swings. But I do think this can help you with other elements of your form if you can use it to remind yourself to keep, your body in the right position and your elbow and shoulders in the right position. One thing I want to mention with regard to timing, I'm going to also bump up to fairways, but this isn't designed to necessarily work on your timing, but it will affect your timing to some extent, in that if you're used to having this arm collapsed and moved around here and you're used to releasing at a certain angle, by using this to fix that particular issue, this will actually make this arm out more here, and so often the release is late. In my case, because I haven't quite yet worked on the swing, I haven't been able to tune left and right as much, but I do notice that you want to have your arm roughly 6 to 7 o'clock position and then throw. And because I've been using this tool and working on my swing, I've been able to work on the releases, and it's becoming more accurate while still not rounding or minimize rounding if somehow I manage to drop the elbow and have that come through. Love it. Another thing to think about is, depending upon how quickly you're advancing, you may not even need this for long, maybe a couple weeks. So for me, I've used it for about a week and I've pretty much solved my rounding problem. Another thing I've been thinking about is, I don't really believe this is a replacement for active form work. I believe it is a supplement to active form work. In other words, you have to work on the positioning of your body, the timing, and all that sort of stuff. But this just basically prevents you from making a mistake, and I believe helps you dial in the rest of your body so you can minimize or then prevent that mistake on your own. And for me, I've noticed a significant improvement just this week because I've finally solved my rounding problem. Not just because of this, it's in addition to this. Love it. But I think every individual needs to determine whether or not it's something for them. And if you're a coach, this may be something worth considering, getting a small, medium, and large version, just to have different clients try out, the ThroForm and see if it's working for them. You might do a few drills with them wearing this, for example. Love it. And for what it's worth, I don't believe there's a downside to using this. This does not hurt using. I don't think it builds bad muscle patterns, and I think it helps you learn more about what your body is doing when you're throwing. Once I get this swing down, by continually doing it, by getting those reps in, I'll start working on other aspects of my form, such as my timing in terms of planting before I throw and stuff like that, hip movement and other stuff. But for now, focusing on the swing is my priority, because I think everything relies on that to work to advance. So as near as I can tell, this is a product without any downsides, other than you're spending money, to buy it, but I think it can be money well spent. a little late release, but I did not round, and that's all I care about. So the bottom line is this a good tool? In my opinion, it is a good tool because it directly works on a specific issue, and I believe is successful in doing so. It will actually prevent you from rounding. If you're a coach, should you use this as a training tool? In my opinion, yes. I think if you have a lot of clients, one in each size, and if you run into a client with really bad case of rounding, let them try out the one for their size and just have them do shadow swings or no disc drills. Love it. Do you need any other tools to make this work? In my opinion, no. You can get something like an alignment stick and place it, at certain places to make sure that your feet are lined up the way you want them before you throw. That would be good. So yeah, that's going to do it for this review of the ThroForm. I enjoyed my experience with it. I think you might. I can't speak for everyone, but love it. I'm loving the improvements that I'm seeing in my form. Anyways, that is going to do it. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, as I have more unique content coming on the way. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.